15 Fascinating Facts about the Ainu, Japan's indigenous people. The Ainu people, an indigenous group primarily from the northern regions of Japan, including Hokkaido and also parts of Russia, have a rich and distinct culture. Who are the Ainu of Japan? Where did they come from? What do they look like? And where do the Ainu people of Japan and Russia stand today? Fact number 1. Incredibly, the very first Ainu people settled in Japan thousands of years ago. The Ainu people, traditionally residing in regions like Hokkaido, Japan, the Kuril Islands, and parts of what is now eastern Russia, represent one of the most ancient inhabitants of these areas. Their presence in Hokkaido dates back several thousand years, as evidenced by archaeological finds. Distinct from the Yamato Japanese, the dominant ethnic group in Japan, the Ainu have their own unique culture and history. Over time, their territory has been significantly reduced, primarily due to the expansion and policies of the Japanese government from the 19th century onwards. This has led to a significant impact on their way of life and cultural preservation. The Ainu's indigenous status was largely unrecognized for many years, leading to their marginalization in Japanese society. Only in recent times has there been a growing acknowledgement of their indigenous rights and history. This recognition is crucial for understanding the broader historical narrative of the region and for appreciating the cultural diversity of Japan and the surrounding areas. The Ainu's connection to their land is deeply rooted in their culture, traditions, and spiritual beliefs, making their heritage an integral part of the regional history. Fact number 2. The Ainu language is completely unique and on the verge of extinction. The Ainu language stands as a testament to the unique cultural identity of the Ainu people. It is an isolate language, meaning it is not related to any other language family, setting it apart linguistically from its neighbors. The language's origins remain a subject of scholarly debate, adding to its mystique and cultural importance. Unfortunately, the Ainu language is critically endangered, with very few native speakers remaining today. This decline is largely due to historical policies by the Japanese government aimed at assimilation, which discouraged the use of the Ainu language in favor of Japanese. Efforts to preserve and revitalize the language are currently underway, including educational programs and language courses. These efforts are not just about preserving words, but also about maintaining the Ainu's cultural identity and heritage. The language carries with it knowledge about the Ainu's way of life, their understanding of nature, and their spiritual beliefs. Reviving and sustaining the Ainu language is seen as a crucial step in the broader movement to revive Ainu culture and ensure its survival for future generations. Fact number 3. Ainu clothing is made from trees and it's incredibly distinctive. Ainu traditional clothing, known as atus, is a fascinating aspect of their cultural identity. These garments are crafted from the inner bark of the elm tree, a material chosen for its durability and warmth, crucial for surviving the harsh climates of northern Japan and Russia. The process of making these clothes is labor-intensive, involving the harvesting, preparation, and weaving of the bark into fabric. The most striking feature of Ainu clothing is its intricate patterns and embroidery. These patterns are not merely decorative, they carry deep cultural and spiritual significance. The designs often include symbols that represent nature, animals, and ancestral spirits, reflecting the Ainu's deep connection to the natural world and their animistic beliefs. Women were traditionally responsible for the creation and decoration of the clothing, and the skill and creativity involved were a source of pride and a marker of social status within Ainu communities. In addition to being a practical necessity, Ainu clothing has become a symbol of cultural identity, especially in modern times as the Ainu strive to preserve and celebrate their heritage. The revival of traditional clothing-making practices is seen as an important part of this cultural renaissance, with younger generations learning from elders to keep these skills alive. Fact number 4. Ainu elders sing ancient stories at gatherings and ceremonies. The Ainu's oral literature, particularly their epic sagas known as yukar, represents a rich cultural treasure. These sagas, traditionally recited by elders, are a blend of history, myth, and folklore, conveying the tales of gods, heroes, and the natural world. The yukar are recited in a rhythmic singing style, a method that makes these stories captivating and memorable. The recitations often occur during gatherings and ceremonies, serving both as entertainment and as a means of passing down cultural knowledge and values from one generation to the next. The content of yukar varies widely, ranging from creation myths and tales of deities to stories of historical events and heroic deeds. These narratives not only provide insight into the Ainu's spiritual beliefs, but also offer a window into their societal norms, values, and their relationship with the environment. The yukar have been an integral part of Ainu cultural identity, embodying their worldview and keeping their history alive in the absence of a written tradition. In recent years, there has been a renewed interest in documenting and preserving these oral traditions. Efforts are being made to record the yukar and other oral literature, ensuring that these precious cultural assets are not lost. This preservation is crucial for maintaining the Ainu's cultural heritage and for providing future generations with a link to their ancestral past. Fact number 5. The Ainu people believe that everything has a spirit. The Ainu's spiritual beliefs are deeply rooted in animism, a worldview in which all elements of the natural world are believed to possess a spiritual essence or soul. This belief system, central to Ainu culture, posits that spirits, known as Kamuy, inhabit everything from animals and plants to natural phenomena and inanimate objects. The Ainu believe that these spirits interact with humans, influencing their lives and the world around them. Rituals and ceremonies are a vital part of Ainu spiritual practice, serving as a means to honor the Kamuy and ensure a harmonious relationship between the spiritual and physical worlds. These rituals often involve offerings, prayers, and specific ceremonial practices, each tailored to the different types of Kamuy. For example, rituals for the bear Kamuy are particularly elaborate, reflecting the animal's importance in Ainu culture. The Ainu's respect for nature is intrinsic to their spirituality. They believe in living in balance with the natural world, taking only what is necessary and always giving thanks to the Kamuy. This perspective has shaped their traditional practices, from hunting and fishing to agriculture. The resurgence of interest in Ainu culture has brought their animistic beliefs into focus, highlighting the relevance of these ancient perspectives in contemporary discussions about environmental conservation and sustainability. Fact number 6. Ainu women receive unique tattoos to show they are ready to be married. Tattooing is a significant cultural practice among the Ainu, particularly for women. Ainu women traditionally received facial tattoos around their mouths and sometimes on their forearms and hands. These tattoos, known as anchik, were more than mere adornments. They were deeply symbolic and an integral part of Ainu identity. The process of tattooing was a rite of passage for Ainu women, marking their transition from childhood to adulthood and signifying their readiness for marriage. The designs were unique to each individual, often created by female relatives, and the process was both time-consuming and painful, involving soot and a needle to implant the pigment. Facial tattoos were considered a symbol of beauty, maturity, and social status. They were also believed to have spiritual significance, protecting the wearer in the afterlife. The practice, however, was actively discouraged and eventually banned by the Japanese government in the late 19th century as part of assimilation policies, leading to its decline. In recent times, there has been a renewed interest in Ainu tattoo culture as part of the broader movement to revive and preserve Ainu traditions. While the practice of tattooing has not been widely resurrected, it is remembered and celebrated as a symbol of Ainu identity and resilience. Fact number 7. The Ainu people have a special connection with bears. The Ainu people have a profound spiritual connection with bears, which is exemplified in the Iomante ritual, a bear-worshipping ceremony. This ritual is central to Ainu spiritual beliefs and reflects their deep respect for nature and animals. In the Ainu cosmology, the bear is considered a sacred animal, a manifestation of the mountain god, and is treated with great reverence. The Iomante ceremony involves raising a captured bear cub for a few years, during which the animal is treated with affection and respect, almost as a member of the family. The culmination of the ritual is a complex ceremony where the bear is sacrificed and sent back to the spirit world. This act is not seen as a simple killing, but rather as a respectful sending off of the bear's spirit to the gods, with prayers and offerings. The ceremony includes feasting, dancing, and the offering of the bear's flesh and fur to the gods. While the practice has largely ceased due to modern laws and changing attitudes, it remains a powerful symbol of the Ainu spiritual beliefs and their interconnectedness with nature. The Iomante ritual, with its profound respect for the bear, symbolizes the Ainu's broader perspective on the natural world, one of reverence, harmony, and the cyclical nature of life and death. Fact number 8. The Ainu are master hunters and incredibly skilled fishermen. The Ainu have traditionally been renowned for their skills in hunting and fishing, which were essential for their survival in the harsh climates of northern Japan and adjacent regions. Their expertise in these areas is a testament to their deep understanding of the natural world and their ability to live in harmony with it. The Ainu used a variety of tools and techniques for hunting, including bows and arrows, traps and spears. They hunted various animals such as deer, bear, and foxes, utilizing every part of the animal for food, clothing, and tools, in line with their belief in respecting and thanking the spirits of the animals they hunted. Fishing, particularly salmon fishing, was another critical aspect of Ainu sustenance. They developed sophisticated methods for catching fish, such as weirs and traps, and salmon held a special place in their diet and culture. The annual salmon run was not just a source of food, but also a significant event that was celebrated and imbued with spiritual meaning. These skills were not just practical necessities, but also formed an integral part of Ainu cultural identity, with knowledge and techniques being passed down through generations. The Ainu's hunting and fishing practices reflect their broader values of respect for nature, sustainability, and the interconnectedness of all living things. Fact number 9. Ainu culture is on the resurgence, in a big way. In recent years, there has been a significant movement among the Ainu for cultural resurgence and revival. This movement is driven by a desire to reconnect with and preserve Ainu heritage, particularly in the face of historical policies of assimilation and marginalization by the Japanese government. These policies, which aimed to integrate the Ainu into mainstream Japanese culture, resulted in the loss of many traditional practices, language, and customs. The cultural resurgence involves various initiatives, including the revival of the Ainu language, traditional crafts, music, dance, and other cultural practices. Educational programs and cultural centers have been established to teach Ainu crafts, perform ceremonies, and provide a space for the Ainu community to gather and share their heritage. There's also an increasing presence of Ainu culture in mainstream media and public awareness, helping to educate the broader public about Ainu history and traditions. This resurgence is not only about preserving the past, it's also about the Ainu asserting their identity in contemporary society. It's a movement towards reclaiming and celebrating their unique cultural identity, providing a sense of pride and continuity for the Ainu people in the modern world. Fact number 10. The Ainu people were only just legally recognized by Japan's government. The legal recognition of the Ainu as an indigenous people in Japan marks a significant milestone in their history. On May 24, 2019, the Japanese government officially recognized the Ainu as an indigenous people, a move that was long overdue. This recognition was a crucial step in addressing the historical injustices and marginalization faced by the Ainu. The recognition has legal and symbolic importance. It has led to increased awareness and appreciation of Ainu culture and history among the general Japanese population and has paved the way for policies aimed at preserving and promoting Ainu culture. Furthermore, it has allowed for greater Ainu representation in discussions about their rights and in making decisions that affect their communities. This legal acknowledgement is part of a broader worldwide movement recognizing the rights and contributions of indigenous peoples. It's a step towards rectifying past wrongs and creating a more inclusive and diverse society that acknowledges and respects the rich cultural heritage of all its people. Fact number 11. The Ainu people look markedly different from most East Asians. The Ainu people are often noted for their distinct physical features, which set them apart from the majority of the East Asian population. These features include a generally lighter skin tone, often more wavy or curly hair, and in many cases a greater amount of facial and body hair. These characteristics have historically been a subject of interest and study, contributing to the Ainu's distinct identity. The physical appearance of the Ainu has also played a role in their history, particularly in the context of their interactions and distinctions made by the Japanese. During various periods, these physical differences were used to marginalize and discriminate against the Ainu. However, in modern times, there's a growing appreciation and celebration of the diversity that the Ainu bring to the broader demographic landscape of Japan and the surrounding regions. This physical diversity is a testament to the complex history of human migration and interaction in Northeast Asia. Fact number 12. Ainu art is becoming increasingly popular throughout the world. Artistic expression is a fundamental aspect of Ainu culture, particularly evident in their wood carving and textile weaving. Ainu art is renowned for its intricate designs and craftsmanship. The patterns and motifs used in Ainu art are not merely decorative. They often carry symbolic meanings and are used in religious rituals and as expressions of cultural identity. Wood carving is a significant art form among the Ainu, with items such as ceremonial staffs, inao, ritual wooden sticks, and household objects being common. These carvings often depict animals, natural elements, and patterns believed to ward off evil spirits. Textile weaving, particularly of traditional garments, is another area where Ainu artistry shines. The elaborate patterns and designs in the clothing are created with great skill and serve as a means of storytelling and preserving cultural heritage. The revival of these artistic traditions is a key part of the Ainu cultural resurgence. Younger generations are being taught these skills by elders, ensuring that these important cultural practices are not lost. Ainu art is increasingly being recognized and celebrated both within Japan and internationally, highlighting the unique cultural contributions of the Ainu people. Fact number 13. The Ainu have their own unique musical instruments. The Ainu people possess a unique musical heritage that plays a significant role in their cultural expression and identity. Their music, characterized by its distinct melodies and rhythms, is often performed during ceremonies and festivals, serving both entertainment and spiritual purposes. One of the most iconic Ainu instruments is the mukkuri, a traditional mouth harp made from bamboo. It produces a distinctive twanging sound and is often used in storytelling and song. Another important instrument is the tonkori, a stringed instrument unique to the Ainu. The tonkori has a distinct sound that resonates with the natural surroundings of the Ainu homeland. And its playing style is unique among world-stringed instruments. Ainu music is not just a form of entertainment, but a medium through which the Ainu connect with their gods, ancestors, and the natural world. Songs often tell stories of the Ainu way of life, their history, and the world around them. The revival of Ainu music in contemporary times is an important aspect of the broader movement to preserve and promote Ainu culture, providing a powerful link to their past and a means of maintaining their cultural identity. Fact number 14. Food is highly regarded by the Ainu people, and they do not like to waste it. Ainu cuisine offers a unique culinary experience, deeply rooted in their traditional lifestyle as hunters and gatherers. The Ainu diet traditionally relied heavily on hunting, fishing, and foraging, reflecting their deep connection with and respect for nature. Salmon is a staple in Ainu cuisine, revered not only for its taste but also for its spiritual significance. Deer, bear, and other wild game, along with wild plants, herbs, and vegetables, are also integral to their diet. The Ainu method of cooking is simple and aims to preserve the natural flavors of the food. They often use techniques like smoking and drying to preserve meat and fish. In recent years, There has been growing interest in Ainu cuisine as part of the cultural resurgence. This interest is not only about preserving traditional recipes, but also about understanding the Ainu's relationship with their environment and how this has shaped their culinary practices. Ainu cuisine, with its emphasis on natural, locally sourced ingredients, offers insights into sustainable living and the importance of maintaining a harmonious relationship with nature. Fact number 15. The Ainu people hold festivals open to the public. Cultural festivals play a crucial role in the Ainu community, serving as a vibrant expression of their rich heritage and traditions. These festivals are important occasions for the Ainu to come together, celebrate their culture, and share it with others. Festivals like the Ainu Mosir, among others, feature traditional Ainu dances, music, and storytelling. These events often include demonstrations of Ainu crafts, traditional games, and the preparation and sharing of Ainu cuisine. The dances, often accompanied by Ainu instruments like the mukkuri and tonkori, are particularly notable for their elegance and symbolic gestures, which tell stories and convey messages. These cultural festivals are not just for the Ainu community. They are open to the public, offering an opportunity for people from different backgrounds to learn about and experience Ainu culture. They serve as a bridge between the Ainu and the wider world, fostering understanding and respect for their traditions and way of life. The celebration of Ainu culture through these festivals is a testament to the resilience and strength of the Ainu people. Despite the challenges they have faced, they continue to find joy and pride in their heritage and are dedicated to sharing it with future generations. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe for more fascinating history content.